In a wild step here, we have scientists growing the first ever human monkey embryo in what they say is a promising step for organ harvesting. Now, this is pretty wild all in all. It looks like the people that were involved here, they're saying researchers from the Salk Institute in the U.S. and the Murcia Catholic University, that is UCAM, in Spain, came together to genetically modify monkey embryos to deactivate specific genes and to inject human genes into them. And to do all this, they had to go to China to pull it off. Since it was illegal in Spain and other places, they had to go to China to do this. And they're saying if they would have left it to its own devices or have let it grow, it would have grown into this. But because of ethical reasons, they want to state, keeping with ethical standards, they stopped the process long before the embryo was able to develop a central nervous system. That's what they're telling us, the world, this group, and that's just this group that made the news. Stop for a second and think all the scientists, the mad scientists out there by every government that have been probably in this realm for decades. You know, it's just a shock factor once people realize it, or if it gets kicked out in the news, someone sees this like, oh, this is what they're doing now, because they're just now seeing this. Maybe sometimes for the first time, it's entering people's minds, the thought process. But in reality, we know that these experiments go back decades, the extent of which will always be a secret for the most part. But what ifs start to fly left and right? What if they would have let this thing grow? What if they did? You know, all these what ifs. What would we start to see here? Would we start to see the building of a new species, a split, right in front of our own very eyes? Split between man and monkey. Interesting. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and DLive for exclusive content. I'll leave links below. Much love.